It was a crisp autumn evening in Washington, D.C. The White House hummed with the usual flurry of activity, aides rushing through hallways, secretaries answering phones, and security guards stationed at every entrance. Inside the Oval Office, Donald Trump, former President of the United States, sat alone at his desk. His suit jacket was draped over the back of his chair, and the glow of his desk lamp illuminated the documents scattered before him. But tonight, Donald wasn't reviewing policies or speeches. Instead, he sat deep in thought, wrestling with a question that had haunted him for years. What is my purpose now? Since leaving office, Trump's days had been filled with meetings, interviews, and plans for future ventures. But what happens when even a man of power feels lost? Yet, as successful as he was, a nagging emptiness lingered. He had achieved so much, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something vital was missing. As he stared at a photo of his family on his desk, Trump whispered aloud, "What am I really doing this for?" The question hung in the air, unanswered. Suddenly, the room grew still. The bustling sounds of the White House faded into silence. Trump glanced up, startled by the change, and noticed a soft, radiant light filling the Oval Office. He stood abruptly, his heart pounding. Out of the light emerged a figure, dressed in simple robes with a face that radiated peace and authority. The presence was both awe-inspiring and humbling, as though the very essence of hope and love had taken form. Trump could feel the weight of the moment, sensing that this was no ordinary encounter. His eyes held a depth of compassion that pierced straight to the soul. It was Jesus. Trump froze, unable to speak. For the first time in decades, words failed him. Jesus stepped forward, his presence calm and unshakable. "Donald," he said, his voice gentle but firm, "I have come to talk with you." Finally, finding his voice, Trump stammered, "Is this real? Are you really here?" Jesus smiled. "Yes, it is real. And yes, I am here. You've been searching for answers, Donald. I'm here to help you find them." Trump gestured toward a chair across from his desk. "Please, sit," he said, still trying to compose himself. Jesus sat, his posture relaxed yet commanding. "I don't even know where to start," Trump admitted. "Why me? Why now?" Jesus leaned forward slightly. "Because your heart has been asking questions that your mind cannot answer. You've achieved much, Donald. Wealth, power, influence, but these things cannot fill the void you feel. You've been searching for purpose, and I'm here to show you where to find it." Trump's expression softened. "I thought my purpose was to lead, to make a difference, to build something that lasts." Jesus nodded. "And those are noble goals. But true purpose is not found in what you build. It is found in whom you serve. Leadership is a gift, Donald, but it is also a responsibility. You have the ability to impact lives not just with your decisions, but with your heart." Trump's gaze dropped to his hands. "I've made mistakes," he admitted. "I've said and done things I'm not proud of. How can I lead others when I've fallen so short?" Jesus' eyes were filled with understanding. "Everyone falls short, Donald. But leadership is not about perfection. It is about humility, growth, and the willingness to seek my guidance. When you lead with love, forgiveness, and a servant's heart, you reflect my image to the world." Trump looked up, a flicker of hope in his eyes. "How do I start?" "Start by seeking me," Jesus said. "Allow me to guide your decisions. Use your influence to lift others up, to bring hope to the hopeless, and to show the world that even the most powerful among you are still my children." As Jesus spoke, the room seemed to change. The air grew warmer, and the faint sound of distant voices filled the space. Slowly, the walls of the Oval Office began to dissolve, revealing scenes that shimmered like a living dream. What would Trump see? What truths would these visions reveal? The walls of the Oval Office faded away, replaced by vivid scenes of people. Families reunited, communities rebuilt, lives changed. Trump saw himself speaking not from a podium, but among the people. lending a hand, offering encouragement, and sharing a message of hope. "What you do matters, Donald," Jesus said, his voice cutting through the vision. "But it's not the buildings you construct or the policies you create that will endure. It's the lives you touch, the hearts you inspire, and the love you share." The vision faded, and Trump found himself back in the Oval Office. His heart felt lighter, his mind clearer. Trump leaned back in his chair, a newfound determination settling over him. So, it's not about leaving a legacy of wealth or power. It's about leaving a legacy of love and service. Jesus smiled. Exactly. True success is measured not by what you take, but by what you give. You have been blessed with much, Donald. Use those blessings to be a blessing to others. Trump nodded, a sense of peace washing over him. Thank you, Jesus, for coming here, for showing me what really matters. Jesus stood, the radiant light around him glowing brighter. Remember, Donald, I am always with you. Seek me, and you will find the purpose you've been searching for. As the light faded and Jesus disappeared, Trump sat alone in the quiet of the Oval Office. But this time, he didn't feel alone. He felt a renewed sense of purpose, a calling to lead not just with power, but with compassion. The next day, Trump announced a new initiative focused on serving underprivileged communities, rebuilding schools, and supporting families in need. He spoke not from a place of pride, but from a place of humility, sharing the lessons he had learned from his divine encounter. And though many questioned the sudden change in his tone and priorities, those who knew him best could see it. Donald Trump had found something greater than success. He had found purpose.